Hi, Linda. Can I hear you? No, you're muted.
Of course I am. There. Okay.
Hi, Rita, we're all here.
Oh, wow. Okay, what time is it?
It's 5:58.
Do we wait 2 minutes to start? The official start time? What did you
We better,
say?
there'll be an open meeting law complaint if we don't.
We
don't.
Yes,
Let's
and
just wait another minute, just in case anybody's showing up.
we do have Brad Foster is here.
Okay, okay, great. Becky, while we're here, Meryl asked me about the Casella contract, and I said I had signed that.
Yeah,
Didn't
no,
I sign it?
yeah, but when I scanned it, the scanner had broken down halfway through. And so when I proofed it before I sent it, now I have to rescan it and the scanner wouldn't work. So Kristen going to do it for me tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said I had signed it, so I
Oh, yeah.
assumed
No,
that
I
it wasn't.
we had signed it.
Yeah.
It will
Just
get.
hasn't. Okay.
They
In a
told me,
pinch,
"Don't
Becky,
worry about it." So I didn't.
What's that?
Casella said, "Don't worry about it." So I didn't.
Oh, okay.
But now they want to see it.
Becky, in a pinch, if that happens, you can take pictures and turn them into a PDF, and it works pretty well.
Okay.
You just save them as a PDF.
Well, my camera.
In an emergency. In an emergency.
But this is 38 pages or something. So.
Yeah.
it
And then there's, I said in an emergency.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah, I do that with a lot of other things when I have trouble, but
Okay,
officially 6, the alarm went off.
great. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. This is a meeting of the Shutesbury Selectboard. Today is May 23rd. Is that correct? Yep.
It
And we have a very brief agenda, and that is to vote on calling a special election for the purpose of a Proposition 2.5 debt override.
Thank you all for doing this, by the way. My Monday night dinner partners will be very happy.
Oh, yeah, they don't want to be without you, Eric.
No, not today.
So that is the agenda for this evening, and but we will open with public comment if anybody has. I see we have Tim Logan and Brad here. Do either one of you have any public comment this evening?
I missed your question.
Do you have any public? We're open for public comment. And typically this is not to comment on something in the agenda per se, but if there's anything that you wanted to, any public comment that you wanted to offer.
Not for me. I'm just wanting to watch the proceedings.
Okay. Tim or Mike, either one of you have public comment?
No, thanks.
And Tim?
I
You
just wanted to listen to the proceedings, but I also wanted to congratulate Melissa. Happy to see you back on the select board for 3 years. So,
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. And thank you for your support.
Okay, so hearing no public comment, then I guess we can move into, what time is it, Becky? I don't have a.
Oh, sorry. It is 6:02.
Okay. Well, this would probably take a few minutes. So this procedure is just new for me. So Becky, can you just explain what we're doing this evening regarding the special election?
So you are approving the warrant for the June 28th special election. The language was verified by town council. As you see, the date, the time of the election will be June 28th from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the following purpose. Shall the town of Shutesbury be allowed to exempt from the provisions of Proposition 2 1/2, so-called, the amounts required to pay for the bond issued in order to design, construct, originally furnish, and equip the new Shutesbury Library. So this
Okay.
is like the election warrant, the last one you signed was for the slate of elected officials not too long ago. And this election warrant is for exactly this purpose of the debt excluded override.
And it doesn't have to reference the town meeting vote of Saturday of the 21st, is that?
No, this was,
correct?
correct. This was reviewed by town council as to being full and complete. It replicates the one 10 years ago with the same language. And although the language sounds a little bit restrictive, the intent of the law does include notes or other instruments of debt. And the payments that are referred to, the amounts required, refer to the interest and principal on that debt.
Okay, so that's all inclusive
Yes,
for the town for borrowing.
yes.
Okay. And so we vote on issuing this warrant. Is that right? Is that correct?
Correct. You just approve the warrant as you do many others. You vote to approve.
Okay. And then it gets posted.
7 locations within the town and on the main board in town hall.
Okay, are there questions from select board members?
I just have two questions. One is I assume we do not have to state the exact amount of money it's for, right? Because we're not stating that, are we? I don't think we are.
What was reconfirmed for me, it was my understanding that the vote that took place on Saturday
Right.
determined the amount.
Second comment I'd make just comment is, I'm not sure whether Proposition 2 1/2 should be capitalized or not. That's a minor point, but I'm Mr. Capital. I'm always capitalizing. I only raised that question. I don't know.
Yeah, probably because it is
I mean, it's a law. It's,
law,
they always capitalize Mass General Law, for example, or MGL
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
not capitalized 4 years ago, and Donna, who also is a stickler for punctuation, did not say to do that.
okay.
Oh, all right. Well, okay, whatever.
I'm just referencing the one prior and following the same form.
Okay. As long
Good
as we're sure of
question,
that,
though,
that's
Eric.
all. What's that?
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa, anything that you have
No, I'm
questions
reading
about
it
or
over
catches
again.
your eye? Okay.
Nothing jumps out. Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
And Becky, the time of the election is from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's set by the town. The town clerk makes that determination as to when.
Yeah. he did.
Okay. And people can vote by absentee ballot, so that will be,
Yes, but it's not like last year when we had early voting and open absentee. It's more restricted than the voting we had last year, but she has called Michelle Tassinari, the director of the voting office, and is pushed for, opening up absentee voting as much as possible for this election. So that
Okay.
we might be learning about that in the next few days.
okay,
Is
that
made
would be,
request, and Michelle said it will likely be conditional, but Michelle has been working with the legislators on their new legislation, and she will continue to push for that ability, using Shutesbury as an example of why it really matters.
so Grace will be letting everybody know the status on when
Yeah.
people can,
Because we don't have I think I'm gonna let Grace speak to it, but she's
Okay,
trying to broaden and open it up because as with the election ahead of town meeting, we didn't have early voting and we didn't have, you could only do absentee, and she's trying to make it less restrictive.
I see. So that there could be early voting and absentee ballots. Is that
I can't swear to what she's been asking for.
asking about? Okay. All right. So we'll wait and hear from her.
Yeah.
I see we have one hand up. Since we have a really brief agenda tonight, I'm going to allow if there's anybody here to ask select board members to ask a question. So Penny, I see your hand up.
I happened to be talking to Grace today, and she urged me to tell everyone I ran into to contact our legislators, both of whom do support it, but it is Votes Act, capital VOTES, and it's considered emergency legislation, and we should urge them to get it done because Shutesbury needs in-person early voting in June. Otherwise, the thing is scheduled to sort of kick in for the September election. But if we, raise our voices, perhaps that can help our legislators get it through for June.
I see. Okay, I'll have to research that. Any other questions, Brad, Mike, Marianne? Mike?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, so what's the timeline? It sounds like there's a lot of stuff that Grace is working on in preparation for this. And I'm just wondering, when is everything going to be established and when are we going to know exactly what the procedure and process is going to be for doing the vote?
Becky, do you have a sense of that from Grace or?
Well, Mike, I'm afraid at this point, we have to assume that we might only have the absentee voting that we have today. And if we because the legislature may or may not act to broaden the early voting in time for Shutesbury to benefit. They're pushing to get early voting available for June instead of having it come into effect in September with the same bill. So as soon as we know that, we will get an announcement out. Right now, we don't have that option. So I'm sure Grace doesn't want to confuse the public until it's certain.
And
I'm sure
that's what I was concerned about, because if these ideas about what the voting process potentially may be is out there, people are going to make decisions on how they expect to vote, and they may not come, the decision on how they're going to vote, that method may not come about. So I'm just very concerned that there's going to be a lot of rumors going around about how people can vote, and they may not come to fruition. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. And so right now, we only know we have absentee.
Absentee. So I think that's the only thing we can safely say is that you can do an absentee ballot. And if there's any other options, that those will be made clear by Grace.
Yeah.
As soon as she knows, because it sounds like she's checking with election officials. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
He already has. Yep.
Okay. Marianne?
Well, and then also people can vote in person
Yes.
on June 28th from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Correct.
And I would expect that would be when most of the ballots would be cast at town hall, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people might be out of town.
Right. No, if people
starting
are out of
vacations,
town, they
yeah.
have the option of voting,
Absentee.
or if they're unable to get to the polls. Right now, we know they have the option of voting absentee, but everyone who is able can vote in person from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Right. Right.
on the date of the special election.
Right.
And it just didn't seem like you were saying that too. So it was clear to me.
No,
I
it's
just
right here
wanted
in
to
the
make sure it
warrant.
was clear. Yeah. Okay.
It's stated right there.
Okay.
We're
All right.
signing it tonight.
All righty.
Okay, any other questions? All right, so do I hear a motion to approve the warrant for the June 28th special election?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker, aye.
Farrell, aye. Okay, anything unexpected, Becky, that we need to cover this evening?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, good. And we have a meeting tomorrow night at 5:45 with a full agenda. The reason for the meeting this evening was because of the timing of the special election. So we had to meet tonight in order to meet the deadlines. So do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll expect you to see you all by tomorrow morning for signatures.
Okay. We will be in
Yes.
in the
Well, you
morning.
might not see me in the morning. I might swoop in and swoop out because I leave town at 10 after 6.
I'll put it in your box, Melissa.
Okay. All right, okay. Should I have a vote?
No, we got a roll call.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker, aye.
And Farrell, aye. Okay, good night, everybody. Thanks for
Good night.
joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank
this
you.
little brief
Everyone.
meeting.
Bye.
Thank you.